Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Omnifactory. In the last episode, we built our 4th fusion reactor to start making neutronium. And in fact, we just hit a stack. Still got a ways to go, so I'm actually considering making another one of these reactors just for neutronium to speed it up, but I haven't decided on that yet. I have also expanded our turbines. I've added, I think it was another 8 on top of this, with a lot more room to grow on this, but we are definitely still positive on energy. I think we're about half full on this. Yeah, about half full. And we're like 2 million excess RF per tick. I also rechecked the numbers on this dense hydrogen we're making. And it turns out we are making way more than we actually need. The number is actually like 250 dense. Or ultra dense, I mean. I thought it was 20,000, but it's 20,000 of like the regular. Not the ultra dense, so this has been paused. I've also added a few more processes in between episodes as well. I decided to passive these wetware circuits. So this is more or less the same setup as over there. Except this uses the... Oh, it looks like we're out of Naquata alloy. Yeah, this intakes sterilized growth medium and also the wetware boards, ASOCs and Naquata alloy ingots. The Naquata alloy gets wire milled here and then these get imported to the assembly machine. And I have this turned off when we have less than 1,000 boards, because these boards are obviously used elsewhere as well. That's all just going into a drawer with a storage bus on there as well. Another thing I've added in between episodes is this block here. This is for rhodochrosite, and this is going to be used pretty soon in these elite platings. These elite platings are going to be used for reactor stabilizers, and the reactor stabilizers is necessary for tier 9 and 10 microminers. There's 2 per tier 10 and 1 for the tier 9, so in total we need 3 to get creative tank. And we get this rhodochrosite from redstone ore, any form of redstone ore, and you combine that with sulfuric acid. This gives us molten redstone and the rhodochrosite. So we're just importing redstone ore from our 82 system. That's going into a chemical reactor which is being supplied here with sulfuric acid. The molten redstone is being stored in a quantum tank with a storage bus on low priority, so this will be used first. And I'm also fluid solidifying some of it into blocks. And both of these are connected to this drawer controller. So we're up to 444 rhodochrosite. We really don't need that much of this, I don't think. But yeah, that's there now. And also I've set up this chemical reactor for dense ores. So these dense ores, the diamond, the redstone and the lapis, we get these from tier 4. And this was an extra mission I'd sent out. This I don't think we had sent this before. But I was running out of lapis. I was still buying lapis ore, although this is probably the best way to get lapis. So I sent this for dense, and then with the dense ore you can combine, or you can chemical react this with nitric acid, and it gives you 16 per dense lapis. And as a bonus we get the redstone as well, which we're sending through for rhodochrosite. So when we need lapis we can just send tier 4 microminers and this will take care of it. Also the diamond for graphite, because when we process diamond we get this graphite dust which is used in a few processes. So yeah, that's mainly what all I've been doing in between episodes. Still just waiting on neutronium mostly. Again, I haven't decided if I want to make another Mark III reactor. It might actually be worth it, to be honest, because this world's already been running quite a while and we're only at 64 neutronium and we need 180 total. But we'll see. Anyways, I think we have at least enough to get some chaotic fusion injectors, so let's work on that then. So for the chaotic fusion we need chaos shards and 4 neutronium ingots per, as well as crystal matrix and the draconic fusion, which we already have. We have 10 draconic fusions already, however this does take 10 to upgrade, so we have to make an 11th one. Yeah, we already have 1, so we can upgrade this one to chaotic. And in fact, I think we have all we need. Let's check our chaos shard count. Okay, we're up to 16, so that gets us what, 4? So we have to send 6 more tier 8 microminers. And for the tier 8s we're missing layer of the Chaos Guardian data, which is from the tier 7. So we need 6 more tier 7s and 6 more tier 8s. I wonder if we can do all 6 at once. No. Can we get 3? Okay, 3 tier 7s. We'll start with 3 and 3. It's just because my buffers on the passive things aren't large enough on some of the items. So we'll start with that for now, and then we'll order also a chaotic fusion injector. Missing neutronium. Okay, let me put the neutronium we have in our system. Now we'll order the first chaotic fusion. Seems to be working alright though. But yeah, we'll have to upgrade these one by one. and replace them. I'm pretty sure you can have like mismatched injectors, so we can have like one at chaotic and then upgrade them as we need to. And the chaotic just finished. That should be a quest. So the quest after the chaotics unlocks the reactor stabilizer. I'm sure this will have to be a chaotic tier, yeah. So we need at least 8 to make this. 8 injectors, that is. And then for the neutronium solar panel, which we also need for the tier 10 microminer. Yeah, tier 10. We need 2 of these neutronium solar panels, and this requires 10 chaotic fusion injectors. So actually, let's work on the solar panel then. Although we can't get the neutronium one right now, there's a lot of other tiers to get. So the neutronium requires chaotic, which requires draconic, wyvern, and then like all down the tiers. So it was at 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think we have up to 2, since that was required in another recipe. I know we have some solar panels encoded. Yeah, we have it up to solar panel 2. So we have to encode the third one, which I think should be no problem. What about the fourth? The fourth, I think we have all of these items, although I did take out the microversium blast furnace last time. So we might have to put that back in to get more microversium. I didn't realise that was required here. Anyways, that's 4, 5. That's easy enough, we have all this. 6. I don't think we have enriched cenarium yet. Let's just encode that recipe. Actually, I don't know if we'll have... Oh no, we must have stabilised americium. Yeah, we've got both of these, so this is just a crafting recipe. And then the 7th solar panel is osmium plates, signalum. This cell I don't think we'll have. How do we make this? It's the 4th cell and sonarium plates. We can do that. And the next one goes up to osmiridium plates and inderium. This should be okay, I think. Let's actually just put in the ones we've got right now and see if we're missing anything. Almost out of slots on the interface as well. Couple more columns to go. So if we search for solar, can we get the highest tier one we've encoded yet? No, we're missing quite a lot of cells, I didn't realise. Let me put in these ones. Okay, there's actually quite a lot of interesting surprises in these recipes. First of all, we need this battery alloy, which we're not making yet. Battery alloy is antimony plus lead, which I think we have quite a bit of antimony. Maybe we don't actually. We'll encode it for the stuff that we do have, and then we need the plate as well. That'll be a cut and saw recipe. And we'll need the block for that. So that one's cutting, and this one's a regular interface recipe. And then the 4th cell requires pulsating mesh. We have this. And then blue lenses, we have to make these. What's the easiest way to get these? Probably from lapis. The next cell requires enriched cenarium. We can do that one. And this one is what? Ender pearl lens and annealed copper plate. Okay, with all those in, can we now request the 7 solar panel? No, we're still missing some stuff. Yeah, I noticed this end steel block has 2 different versions, and I don't know how you convert between them. Basically, the end steel we're producing is the Ender IO end steel. However, when we craft this block, it gives us the GregTech end steel, rather than the Ender IO one. Yeah, if we search JAI, there's actually 2 end steel blocks. One is the Ender IO, one's the GregTech end steel. Wait, yeah, it's the Ender IO version we need. So, yeah, trying to change the recipe to the GregTech version, like, gives us a blank output on the recipe map. The Ender IO one has to be fluid solidified. So, we'll have to add a fluid extractor / solidifier, so let me set that up. Okay, that seems to have worked with the end steel. This gave us the Ender IO version, which is the one we need for the solar panel. I think we'll just do this on demand. I'll put an interface with a pattern in here. So I included the pattern in this interface that has 9 end steel ingots makes 1 end steel block. And then the output from the fluid solidifier will go back to the interface. And the last thing we're missing up to this point is antimony for battery alloy. Luckily we can get antimony from tetrahedrite as a byproduct, and we get this from the tier 3 microminer, so we have like 4 or 5 stacks of this. So I'll just send that through our ore processing, and that should take care of that. Now we can order 2 solar panel 7s. This takes us up to the fusion crafting step, so wyvern is the next tier. And all the inputs for this actually don't look too bad. Oh, it's 4 panels though to 2. So actually we have to make more of these 7s. Let's encode the recipe for this though. I think we have everything for the inputs. So recipes in, can we request this one? Actually, let's request all 3. and just do the 3 that we need at once, try and build them all up to neutronium at the same time. But looks like we're good to go. That might take a wee while. And yeah, this tier 7 microminer got stuck again on the dislocators. Again, I don't know what the issue is with that. Like, it's something to do with the NBT data on the warp engines. So I'll have to fix that in a sec. But yeah, the next tier is Draconic, and this is obviously in the Draconic fusion, of which we only have 1 set right now. So I might actually end up making more of those, but for now we'll make do with just this. So I'll encode this one as well. We can make everything else in the inputs for this solar panel. Okay, so there's the 4 wyverns finished. Next is Draconic tier. So I'll order 3 of these. It's going to make 4 because it's 2 on the output of the recipe. Looks like we're out of TNT though. And energetic alloy, wow. Alright, so to resolve the energetic alloy and vibrant alloy problems, I've moved or added 2 more blast furnaces over here onto our LV line. I had these spare Canthal coils sitting around, and since these were sufficient, in fact we could even have done it in the Cupernickel ones, but I had these sitting in the ME system, so I just decided to use these. But like if we turn these on, you can see just how fast these are at LUV. It's like 1 a second, something like that. I've also added this fluid solidifier for liquid XP, and this is so that we can craft impossible realm data. Previously I was using pristine Enderman matter to craft this, just directly from the loot fab. However, I think this is a bit more efficient to do it with extraterrestrial matter plus solidified experience. And this is used for dragon layer data, which is used to send the microminers. I have also swapped out 5 of the shulker models in the simulation chambers with dragon. And this is to try and increase our ender dragon scale production, because this is how we make our draconium. And I noticed our draconium supply was dwindling slightly with all these fusion crafts we're requesting. So hopefully this should be enough to at least keep up with the draconium we need. Next, I also made the 3 other chaotic fusion injectors that we need, so we're just missing 6 now. I've also sent 6 more tier 7s so we can get Layer of the Chaos Guardian data. We have 6 of those waiting, and we need to send another 6 tier 8s. So let's see if we can send another 6 of these tier 8s for, yeah, we need the chaos shards. Looks like we're good on that. Let's request those. That'll get us the last chaos shards to upgrade our fusion injectors. And yeah, these are getting some really big crafts now. Like, look at the amount of plates and rods and circuits. I had to actually increase the buffer on one of those circuits as well. But yeah, these crafts are getting insane. I couldn't imagine doing this without 82. Before I sent the tier 7s as well, I also run out of exquisite diamonds. So I sent like 20 more tier 1s for these exquisites. And these exquisites are used in the lattice, which is for crystal matrix. I noticed also that our grid power had been maxed out for these, like, for the resonators and also the mechanical crafters. All the things were basically passive in, so I made this dragon egg mill as well. This gives us 500 GP. And the other 566 you can see there is from the water mills. So you can just stick a dragon egg on here and it's basically a free 500 GP. And yeah, also our draconic solar panels crafted. I was able to get enough material backlogged for that. So with the draconic, we have to make this into chaotic and then neutronium. I think I may have mentioned before that we need 4 of these draconic, but it turns out we actually only need 2. Because this outputs 2 chaotic and then we have 1-to-1 to neutronium. And we only need 2 of these neutronium, so we've got 2 more solar panel tiers to go. This one and then obviously the neutronium, but we have to wait until we upgrade our injectors to chaotic tier before we can do this craft. But then everything else here, like block of omnium, we're going to have to craft some more omnium. But we made this last time, so this I don't suspect will be much of an issue. I'm pretty sure we've got enough to get the 2 blocks. And then superconducting wire, we've got these. And then chaotic cores though, we'll have to send more for chaos shards. So let's see, we need what? So we need in total 5 chaotic cores, right? 1 for this chaotic solar panel. And then we need another 4 to turn them into neutronium. Oh, but this is only 1-to-1. So it's going to be, what, 11 chaotic cores? Which means 11 more tier 7s and 11 more tier 8s. Oh man, this is really expensive at this point. Wow. Maybe I'm not as close as I thought it was. Most of the stuff for the tier 8s is actually going through this assembly line, and I noticed it wasn't getting split properly. Like, we have like quite a lot of these unpackages in here, and none in here, even though they're sharing the same recipe holders. So what I might have to do is put the unpackager like somewhere in the middle, and then distribute it with 2 different lasers. Although that might break, that might send like half the recipe to this and half the recipe to that. And that's obviously not what we want. That'll just jam it up. So I'll probably do some more testing with that just to try and split the load. But yeah, we still have like 2,000 more diamond lattice to make. A couple of emitters, heavy platings. Yeah, this is going to take a couple of minutes to finish at least. Okay, and after about 10 minutes time, the tier 8's finished crafting and we've got more chaos shards. So let's try and order the other 6 chaotic injectors we need. Oh wait, we're still missing 4 chaos, and tungsten carbide, and exquisite diamonds. Alright, well, can we get 4 more, at least? More TNT? Oh man, we're missing so much stuff. Alright, well, the TNT is because we're out of toluene, so we might have to set up another toluene production. We can either distill more light fuel, although we're already doing all this. The only other option is wood tar to get 600 millibuckets of toluene. So this might be worthwhile doing just to get a bit more TNT because we need quite a lot. But it looks like we're going to have to wait a bit for more injectors, so I'm going to like AFK a bit more. We're still waiting on neutronium as well, like we're up to 40, and I took 40 out of this, so technically we're up to 80. But yeah, there's still a bit to go. Alright, we're getting there. It's now actually the next day, and I was able to order some more of our chaotic injectors. I have the last 2 here, so this is the 10th one that we need, well 9 and 10. So with these 10 chaotic, this allows us to craft everything we need pre-tank, at least for fusion. I didn't end up expanding the TNT situation yet, as we have to wait a while on neutronium. This wasn't running overnight or anything, we're only up to 57. I sent a bunch more microminers for things like osmium. I think I sent a couple more tier 4s as well. But anyways, with that we can now make these 2 items unlocking the tier 9. The Draconic reactor core is fairly simple now. I sent another mission for chaos shards, so that these should be in the system, and in fact we should be able to order that reactor core. I put in the recipe as well. Yep, so this should hit our chaotic fusion. Oh, that was fast. That was quick. So there's one of those. If we pick it up, that should be the quest as well. And that just leaves these reactor stabilizers. I don't know if, I mean, in total we're going to need 3. I don't know if I want to make all 3 at once, because that's going to hit quite a lot of awakened draconium. How much is it going to cost? Okay, we can't even order 3. Yeah, we're still missing 1,000 draconium. Emeralds, how are we so short on emeralds? Hold on, where are we making emeralds from? I feel like I should bump up the threshold for emeralds. Let's set it to 1,500. And I guess for now we'll just try and order 1. We're still missing 142 TNT. Yeah, see, this TNT is going to become an issue. I think it is probably worth setting up another toluene producer. Okay, let's actually just do that then. So we'll get a distillery for wood tar, and we'll make wood tar from, I guess, a pyroloyse oven. We can just burn a rubber wood since we have so much of that. The question is though, what tier do we want to make this at? I'm just crafting up all the materials here. It looks like we have to go, or do we have to go copper nickel coil? But yeah, what voltage tier do we want to run this at? You know what, we have the power, so why not just do it at IV? I think we'll extend the platform here and we'll put it next to this distillation tower. Okay, there's our new pyroloyse oven formed at IV tier. We need a circuit for this. And then we need to set up input and output. So I've got the input bus here. This will be for wood. So wood will go in this interface. And then we'll have steam going in the fluid input. And then we just have to hook those up. And it should be running already. It is. This will give us charcoal byproduct. And then with these we have to distill them twice. One into wood tar and then one into toluene. So I'll need to make 2 distilleries. Alright, so there's 2 distilleries. One with configuration 0, one with configuration 3. And this gives us our toluene. So we just have to output this to a buffer with a storage bus. And done. So this doesn't give a massive amount of toluene, but it should help at least with the TNT. I hope it's going to be enough. So now, yeah, as you can see, we're now getting TNT like every 2 seconds or so. I'm still running off these 2 MV fluid heaters to make steam. So I think I'll just add another fluid heater next to this pyroloyse oven. Maybe instead of importing from the ME system, we'll leave the steam to work wherever else it was being sent, and we'll just use a dedicated fluid heater. There, that should be plenty fast enough. And so now we're just waiting on like 80 more TNT, and then we can order this reactor stabilizer. And then after that, this is going to be used for the tier 9, first of all, which is this recipe here. Most of this stuff we already have as well. These quantum chests aren't bad. The universal navigator. The only thing we haven't made is the UV field generator. And this thing is quite expensive, so it takes UV emitters as well. This also takes neutronium plating, wetware circuits, takes all of the other emitters, quite a bit of osmiridium. And then the UV field gen takes neutronium plating, gravi stars, which is molten neutronium with nether stars, and also neutronium frames. So we'll have to make a couple of those. I think I'm just going to do that by hand though, since you only need like a handful of neutronium frames. And as for these gravi stars as well, I'm just going to make these by hand. So for this we need molten neutronium and nether stars. So I've just got a autoclave fluid extractor here. So we'll put neutronium in here to melt it, that'll go in the autoclave, and then we'll fill it with nether stars. I think this only takes like 36 millibuckets each of neutronium. So we can actually even recycle the excess of this and just put it back in the fusion reactor to be resolidified into ingots. So there's the one we need for the UV field gen. Next we were missing neutronium frames, and in total we need 5 of these, so we need to make 2 crafts of this. So it means we need 5 neutronium rods, and I think it's 1 ingot per rod. No, 1 ingot per 2 rods. So we need 10 rods, which is 5 ingots, so we need to put 5 ingots through the lathe. We might as well use our processing array as well. So we'll stick that through there. Then I'm also going to make up some neutronium plating as well. And this will allow us to get 2 crafts of neutronium frames. We can actually melt the excess for more ingots as well. So now if we search for the tier 9, which I've encoded, let's see what we're missing here. So, oh, we're still missing 1 plate. So 1 neutronium plate. We're missing still quantum fluxed eternium plating. We're 1 plate short, so I'll get that. And this blast furnace is still set up for this eternium heavy plating, so I'll get the other 19 that we need for this. And we might as well also start the craft for the UV field generator. We can now craft all this. So we'll hit start on that. That's going to take a while through the assembly line. And I'm also out of awakened draconium for this plating, so I've ordered 2 more crafts of that. And we've also built up enough TNT for the reactor stabilizer, so we can go ahead and order this as well. I feel like I'm going to have nothing left in my ME system after crafting all this. It takes so many resources. This is really the test of your automation at this point in the game, when you have to like basically spend everything you've been gathering all game and use all the automation you've set up. And most of it actually seems to be sufficient enough. And yeah, as you can see, we're now at minus 4 million RF a tick, just when the fusion and things are running, so it's really nice to have this big buffer. It's actually almost full as well. First UV field gen is just finishing up here. I had to actually take out a circuit manually, since this takes 14 inputs and we only have 13 available. The other 2 is filled by circuits. So I had to like manually input that, but it seems to have fixed it now. And in fact it probably is finished. Yep, that's the UV field gen. In fact we only need this once, unless we're going to make max batteries, but yeah, we only need 1 of these luckily. There's the 40 plating we need. So this blast furnace is no longer needed, at least for this purpose. So I'll just turn off all the inputs. Another thing I nearly overlooked was, to send the tier 9 we need stellar creation data. 4 stacks specifically of stellar creation. And this is so we can get universe creation, and this is what we use to send the tier 10. So for stellar creation we need the ultra dense hydrogen that we've been building up. And there's 2 ways to get this as well. You can either send tier 1s for 1 at a time, or tier 2s for 4 at a time. It obviously uses more dense hydrogen, but I think the tier 2s is a bit more efficient. You're basically comparing the cost of 1 tier 1 compared to, 4 tier 1s compared to the cost of 1 tier 2. And I don't think it's 4 times cheaper to make as many tier 1s as it would be to make the same amount of tier 2s to give us the amount of stellar creation data we need. Basically what I'm trying to say is, I think the tier 2 is more efficient, so that's the one we're going to send. So that means since we need 4 stacks, we need a stack of tier 2 microminers. I wonder if we can actually order these. Tier 2 64. Looks like we can get our full stack at once. So let's just order those. And I've encoded the recipe as well for stellar creation. After those craft, I'll send them all. Still waiting on our reactor stabilizer. And yeah, I don't think we'll get to send the microminer today. I think we'll save that for next time. But why don't we finish off today by just picking up some of these quests for the mote of Omnium. And of course all of this we already have. We just have to pick up a stack of each resource. which is going to be a lot of terminal searching, but I'll cut it together so that we get quest things for days. There's nichrome, dark solarium, I've lost count at this point how many quests that is. We're getting there though. Mana infused. That's nearly it for the exotic materials catalysts. We're just waiting on crystal matrix ingots crafting up. These take quite a while to craft, as they're done in the extended crafting table, or the ultimate crafting table I mean. Now on to the motive omnium quests. It's honestly crazy how many elements there are here. It just shows just how much we've got automated. All of these materials we have to search through. Yttrium. Get a stack of that for the quest. And then what are we missing? 5 more to go. Neon, sodium, magnesium. This should be the last 2 quests. Potassium and calcium. Maybe not actually, it looks like we've missed 3 down here. I didn't realise these weren't done. So this is the nuclear ones, which is blocked by the fission quests. I'm assuming that's going to be in this mid-game section down here, since I haven't picked these up yet. Let's see, what does this want? LEB fuel? Yeah, we aren't making these. I don't know if our reactor's even capable of running these fuels. I think we're going to come back to those. I might have to look into that, because I might have to build another reactor just to get those quests. And if that's the case, I'm going to hold off on that for now. I guess we can claim all these though, see how much it gives us. 48 omniquarters. Our crystal matrix is also finished as well, so that'll be the last quest for the exotic materials. And yeah, that'll unlock that one. And the reactor stabilizer also finished, so that'll be the quest for that as well. So does that mean we can request a tier 9 microminer? We won't get it sent today, but we can at least craft it. I think so. Yeah, let's order one of these. Again, we only need one. So, one tier 9, one tier 10 pre-creative tank. But it seems to be crafting up quite quick. Most of the stuff is just basic recipes. One advanced dislocator, some SMDs left. I guess there's the wetware processors, they might take a bit through the assembly line. Oh man, this is exciting stuff. It's crafting up the microminer itself now. Any minute now it should be done. In fact, it'll be in one of these ultimate crafting tables. Over here, let's see if we can catch it. Wait, is it done? It's done. Tier 9. This will be the quest. So yeah, now we're just missing the tier 10 microminer, which is still a bit of a jump up. We still have to make these neutronium solar panels. And we have a bit more neutronium to make as well in the reactor. So there's a bit more AFK work to do. But yeah, I think this is where we're going to leave the episode today. Maybe even next episode we'll get creative tank. I'm not going to promise anything. I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll see. We're getting there. Anyways, yeah, thanks again for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, for some more Omnifactory.